Think of someone who you think has been presented in the media as a horrible person. Now think of a person who was presented that way, only for it to turn out to be a smear campaign when you took the time to look into it. Is it the Covington kids? Is it Colin Kaepernick? Is it pharma bro Martin Shkreli? Maybe it's even Alex Jones. No matter your opinion, these personalities gained worldwide coverage, garnering support and attack pieces from both sides. All part of a complex media campaign for you to figure out on your own in the end. But what happens if neither conservatives nor liberals come to your defense? What if there is no Tucker Carlson piece to call you out? No Don Lemon segment to call your opponent a racist? No sit down on the Rubin Report, no 1791 video to inject some reason into the situation. Unlike the aforementioned, a coordinated smear can go much more smoothly and require much less effort. No fact-checking, no devil's advocate, just borrowed information without any verification.
Marge, may I play devil's advocate for a moment?
Sure, go ahead.
Come on.
Tide goes in, tide goes out. You may have heard of Martina Markota through Rebel Media, Daily Caller, or even through Gavin McInnes. She seems well-spoken, kind, maybe a little too artsy for most people, but working at Rebel or being associated with anything Gavin McInnes or Tucker Carlson touch is sure to get you some likely undeserved negative attention. But on the whole, the truth usually comes to light. But if you search Martina Markota, you are inundated with titles of alt-right, far-right, white supremacist, neo-Nazi, about every smear label one can think of. But how much of it is true? On the surface, Martina isn't spreading any hateful, anti-minority, pro-white, or anti-Jewish rhetoric. In fact, she's posting memes, hosting live streams, doing video commentary on popular topics, as well as conducting performance art that might not be easily grasped by the non-artistically inclined. Take a deeper dive, and what you'll find is most claims are attempted to be innocuous, matter of fact, not worthy of actual evidence. Take a dive down a smear hole, and you'll find a seesaw of rhetoric, absent of real subject matter. One person's post proves the other. It's Going Down calls Markota a neo-Nazi because she spoke to Gavin McInnes. Hope Not Hate puts her on a list of radical and far-right Trump supporters. NYC Antifa lists her on a WordPress page under alt-right New Yorkers, albeit with a flattering photo. Remember that time net neutrality was going to destroy the earth? It was a big crime that Martina, then the Daily Caller, was in a video with Ajit Pai. Finding any attempt to discredit Pai, as if he wasn't cringy enough on his own, Democratic Senator Pat Leahy seemingly had a background check done on everyone involved in the video, concluding that Markota was an alt-right Pizzagate conspiracist, therefore making Pai guilty by association. Now Media Matters says she's a white nationalist for the memes that she posts, using this as evidence of being anti-LGBT, this as evidence for racism, and this as general evidence for her alleged anti-diversity views. Right Wing Watch comes in, calling her a white nationalist for using the Clown World meme, quoting, "Such references to the Clown World meme can be found in numerous Twitter profiles, including Martina Markota, whose salon has reported as having ties to the far right," end quote. With zero substantive arguments, nor anything in the realm of an argument at all, in any of these articles. To Salon's credit, however, they actually go on and attempt one, when referring to the Daily Caller as having, quote, "drifted into a strange hybrid state where journalists work alongside far-right activists, several of whom have clear ties to white nationalism." They go on to say that, quote, "nothing makes this clearer than Martina Markota, former stripper and burlesque dancer, who has been making videos for the Daily Caller. Markota's ride to pseudo-stardom illustrates a number of overlapping phenomena. Foremost among them, the right-wing media's relentless hunger for conventionally attractive young women to serve as its public faces or spokespeople. Whether Markota is a true believer in the alt-right cause or an entrepreneur exploiting a market opportunity is not entirely clear. Somehow this article, whose only evidence of white nationalism is being an acquaintance to Milo Yiannopoulos and Gavin McInnes, even calls into question Markota actually believing everything they went through the trouble of claiming. Very progressively stating that she's likely making money off of her looks and not any substance. Further down, you'll see alleged nameless quotes from former colleagues claiming, "She would say stuff that was anti-feminist and we thought it was just kind of disappointing. It wasn't until Trump that she started becoming more and more radical and bringing it into the locker room. Being around McInnes and his crew kind of radicalized her. Judging by the quality of information in this article, it's entirely possible these quotes are completely made up by the article's author, or at the very least, highly exaggerated. Other claims amount to Markota liking a YouTube video and saying she likes another person who they also claim is alt-right, but they too have a problem with her memes. Stating the burlesque community pointed to this meme about a Power Ranger. In addition, they point to how she retweeted a Milo Yiannopoulos interview titled The Jewish Question, alluding of course to anti-Semitism, despite mentioning the fact that she said she likes Dennis Prager and Ben Shapiro, not to mention Milo Yiannopoulos is Jewish. Oh, and there's also the fact she worked for Ezra Levant, also Jewish. What becomes glaringly obvious from these articles is an insatiable thirst for labeling and for power. Cross another one off the list in the fight against white supremacy, comrades. Our work here is done. Saving the best for last, Markota and those who hired her were criticized for the following video. One mocking the "milk is for white nationalists" meme.
The next performer is gonna be the wonderful, unique, talented, beautiful Lady Alchemy. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause.
What seems to be the issue in these articles for people like Martina, Milo, or Gavin is that the authors don't like how popular they are. They want the popularity. They want the attention. In doing so, not only do they make others sympathetic towards those that they hate, they make people who may or may not have controversial opinions into those who are to be universally hated, mostly unfairly. Any opposing viewpoints are hateful and racist. And as you can see, the bar for this is very, very low. Everyone who is perceived to be different is a racist, a Trump supporter, an evil conservative, it doesn't matter. The real hate coming in the form of placing racial diversity above all else. Having different ideas, though, not allowed. So why does this matter? Because this can happen to anyone and it can go to extreme lengths. None of the negative claims about Markota provide any real evidence. The best they can do is point to vague jokes, memes, guilt by association with people the authors do not like. If they can bully Martina, who is essentially an art nerd model who likes memes, they can and will do it to anyone. They have in the past and will continue to do so in the future. And when there is no political or media machine behind anyone on either side in these situations, the world of allies and financial opportunities can quickly shrink from an ocean to the size of a pinhole.
Not only was my career of 10 years ruined and they destroyed it, then they go and they try to destroy my second career in media. So do you think I can really get another media job now that I'm considered the lead head investigator of Pizzagate? No, now I can't do that either. So what if I worked at Starbucks? Would they be happy? Oh, no. They'd be complaining and making all sorts of petitions about me, a Nazi Pizzagator working at Starbucks. So what do they want? They want me dead? Like, what exactly, what's the aim here? Do you want me on the streets? I don't really know what they want me to do with my life. And it just sucks because I'm actually really nice and I don't get it.